right there. He's down there. He's dead right there. Oh, we just grunted a giant in and shot him. We just grunted a giant in and shot him. Are you kidding me? You smoked him.
First official public land bow buck out of the saddle right here.
What's up, guys? It is Thanksgiving week, or if you're here in the great state of Ohio, it's hate week or rivalry week. But today's video comes from the great state of Texas. That's right, our Team Texas member Jacob Bryant kills another big buck. Jacob is just a wild man, and a lot of us who just think like, hey, I would love to be a real woodsman and just get out in the woods and kill a bunch of different animals, whether it's bear or turkeys or deer or pigs or whatever. Jacob is that guy. So he goes back a couple miles into another piece of public land that's been really good to him, and he goes and he gets the job done. We're gonna take this video up where Jacob's already in the stand. He had a tough time with his setup, falling on the bow, breaking some arrows, but he stuck with it and he made it happen. So stay tuned and we'll get into some immediate action right here.
Right.
Yes! Yes, let's go! Oh, let's go! Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, what the fuck?
Right.
Hey Siri, call Best Buddy Levi. Bro, I just shot a big 8. Dude, I'm shaking so bad.
How big?
I'll show you. I'll send you a picture of him. I've sent you pictures of him before. He's a tall 8 with short brow times. He'll score about like my one last year, maybe a tiny bit more. Heard some squirrels grunting, or some squirrels barking off out in front of me. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it a couple minutes and I'm gonna grunt and see what happens. I reached over to start grabbing my doe pee because my wind's kind of blowing that direction. And I was about to spray it. And I'm fumbling the doe pee trying to grab it, and I see him coming, and I couldn't get it back inside my backpack. And I dropped it, and it hit the ground with him like 40 yards away. And somehow he didn't hear it. He's walking straight at me. He's like maybe 18 yards. The only thing I didn't really get it on video too good. I didn't get it on my main video. I think it'll be on my side camera though.
Well, this is perfect because I'm going Saturday and possibly Sunday.
Oh my gosh, dude. I'm like, dude, my adrenaline is pumping so much. My hands and everything are freaking numb. And I was so freaking scared. I was so freaking scared because I freaking fell off my bottom stick climbing up the tree because a limb broke and I wasn't tied in, and I fell like 6 feet right on top of my bow. And I was scared that I freaking knocked my bow sight off. But
that would have sucked.
yeah, but he was too freaking close to even tell. So I don't know. I almost shot it, but I broke 2 arrows when I landed on it. I only have 4, so I only had 2 arrows left. And I was about to shoot it to see. Like if it was on target still, but I was scared because I was only gonna have one. Alright, so I just got done with all my calls to everybody, telling them about it. So I'm gonna give him just a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna climb down out of here and see if we can't go find him. I was a little worried I had to shoot a little far back because I had a limb in the way, but after watching the video, I don't think it was as far back as what I thought it was going to be, so I'm pretty optimistic about this. So it's been about 30-45 minutes. I'm going to give him probably another 30-45 minutes or so, knock it down, look for blood, and go from there. So it was a pretty insane little 30 seconds or so fumbling around and everything, but you know, we'll go look for him and hopefully we got it done. But I'm pretty excited, so I'm gonna climb down out of here in just a minute and see if we can't go find him. Oh, that sucker's in there deep. There she is. I was sitting right up there in the tree. Alright, well, I guess we'll go ahead and get on to tracking and see if we can't go find this thing. I love it when the leaves change colors in the fall. That's a good sign. Oh, he's not gonna look hard. Yeah, he's already stumbling. Oh, looky there. He did not go far at all. Let's go. Oh my goodness. What a day. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you. Oh, now the real work begins. Alright, well, what an unbelievable way to end this day. If you had told me this is how it's going to play out today, I would never have believed you. So, I am very thankful that I was able to come out and that I got a place that I can come out and hunt. So, he's a heck of a deer. I can't believe it. I'm still in disbelief. So, I've been hunting this public land for about 5 or 6 years now. I've killed 3 bucks out here, and all 3 of them have been within 200 yards from each other. It's crazy. I've only been hunting this area for about the last 4 years now, and I've killed 3 bucks in 4 years right in this little area. So it's been awesome. So I can't be more happy with how it turned out. So it was a crazy morning to begin with. So my daughter, she woke me up at 1 o'clock this morning because she had a bad dream. Woke me up crying, so I had to take her back to bed, get her put back in bed, and went back to sleep. Got up at 4, started getting ready. She came back in there crying again, saying she had a bad dream. I tried to put her back to bed, but at that point she saw that I was getting up and she didn't want me to leave, so she was crying. So I stayed with her for about 30 more minutes or so to get her to calm down, and by then I was running 30 minutes late from when I wanted to leave. Finally got out the door, got all the way out here. Well, there's one other person coming out here to hunt as well. So to be courteous, I was kind of asking him. I was like, hey, where are you gonna hunt at? I want to make sure we're not too close to each other. And he kind of told me, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be out across the creek. I was like, well, I go across the creek too. He's like, oh. He's like, well, I go out across the creek and then about another 3/4 of a mile. I was like, that's pretty close to about where I'm going. And so he kind of described where he was at, and I'm pretty sure he's got to be hunting not too terribly far from here. He's got to be pretty close. So finally got out here, started climbing up in the tree, learned some lessons there, slipped off my first stick, fell onto my bow, broke 2 of my arrows, and I was worried I'd knock my sight off. My sight was all covered in mud, so had to clean that off. I thought about shooting an arrow at, just a leaf or something to pick a target and just make sure it's still on target. But I would have only had 1 other arrow at that point, so I was like, man, I guess I'll just have to wing it. So so I just let it be, and sitting there, a little 3-point came through. He did exactly what I wanted. He came exactly where I thought they should come from, went right on the trail that I was wanting to go on. Just not a 3-point, I just didn't want him. So he went on his way. About an hour later or so, I heard some squirrels barking off in front of me. So I looked at my phone, it was 8:16, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it till 8:20, and if nothing has come by, I'm gonna grunt. A lot of times the squirrels, they'll bark at the deer or the pigs or coyotes, or they'll bark at whatever they see moving around. So my wind started blowing that direction where the squirrels were barking. I was like, well, I'm gonna spray some pee to try to cover my scent, just in case it is a deer. So I went to grab the doe pee out of my bag, and before I even got the cap off, I see him coming through the brush. He's about 40 yards, and he's not trotting, but he's walking at a quick pace. So I'm fumbling, trying to get the deer pee back into the bag. It slips out of my hand, hits my platform, falls, and it was in slow motion, falls to the ground, hits the base of the tree, clanking the whole way down, and he never even batted an eye at it. I don't know if he didn't hear it because he was walking in some loud leaves, or I'm not sure what happened, but didn't even bat an eye at it. So get my cameras on, try to get my camera to where I thought he was going to be, to where I could get him in frame for the shot. Grab my bow. I couldn't get my bow off the hook, struggling with the bow off the hook. He's almost past me at this point. Finally got the bow off.
spun all the way around to him. He was about to get away, so I didn't have time to turn my main camera. Luckily, I caught it on my secondary camera. But yeah, so got my bow to draw, turn. He was right at 18 yards. I had him, got him to stop. Had a little bit of a limb in front of me, so I had to kind of lean out, and I had to shoot a little farther back than what I would have liked. But I didn't want to take the chance of hitting that limb and it deflecting. So I let her fly. Heard that loud pop of the arrow hitting him, and yeah, took off running. I didn't hear him crash. He didn't go very far. I mean, he didn't go less than 100 yards, but I never heard him crash. So it's kind of, I don't know how. I guess I was just too excited and my nerves are going. But yeah, he didn't go 100 yards. He ran right underneath my tree where I killed my first deer out here. So it's pretty awesome. So, but yeah, it was a great morning. Now all the real work starts. My Pawpaw's out here. He's hunting closer up to the front. So I'm gonna make the long trek back. Got about a 2-mile walk back. I'm gonna go get the deer dolly and come on out here and drag him out. So it's gonna be a chore, that is for sure. But it is all worth it. So, oh man, I thought that this was gonna be this 8-point that I had on camera, but he's just a 7, and he didn't break off his brow. He just didn't grow. So he's not the deer that I thought he was. But I'm still super pleased with him. So he doesn't look real old, but I'd guess he's probably a 4.5-year-old deer would be my guess. So but yeah, he's got a big body on him. So yeah, I can't be more pleased. So but yeah, so I guess I'll start getting to work and bring y'all along for the ride. So I appreciate y'all watching. This is Jacob with Team Texas with Infinite Hunt Outdoors, and we'll see you on the next one.